Hello and welcome to Prophetic Literature of the Old Testament 2, Week 3. This week you're going to be looking at the prophetic books of Obadiah and Jonah. It's a very brief section on Obadiah. It's a very small book, but it has an important theological message. It looks at the judgment of Edom and their hostility toward God's people around the fall of the city of Jerusalem. And you'll also be looking at the book of Jonah this week. Many of you are probably quite familiar with the book of Jonah. I know that I've read the story multiple times to my children as we do family worship, and we're all quite acquainted with Jonah's turning from the Lord and running, and God relentlessly pursuing him in the storm, in the fish, and then sending him to the people of Nineveh. There are some powerful theological lessons to learn in the book of Jonah, that Yahweh can be merciful on whoever he pleases, that his grace does extend to the nations, and it's not just for Israel. We also see a picture of Israel at its worst. I mean, in some ways, Jonah is the quintessential example of what an Israelite was not supposed to be. They were not supposed to be nationalistic and want to reserve and preserve God's grace just for themselves. They were to be a light to the nations. So there's a lot of important theological themes wrapped up in the book. Jonah has a lot of irony. It's somewhat comical, as you'll see. The book ends with the salvation of many cows, which that's not exactly what we think of when we think about the beautiful picture of salvation, but Jonah's got a little twist in it, some irony. It's kind of humorous, along with its powerful lesson of God's mercy and God's love. This week you're also going to be doing your first writing assignment. Now this will be graded the same way as your first two quizzes. I want to encourage you to spend a lot of time on these writing assignments. They're set up to where you can log in and log out, and you can write as many times as you want over the course of the week. They will be graded as if this is a week's worth of thought and writing that have gone into this. So look at other materials. Refer to the syllabus to see what I'm talking about as far as how would you reference something in doing one of these writing assignments. But they will be marked for content, for spelling, for grammar, and for the way that you, and your thoroughness and how you answer the question. So just don't put out a quick paragraph and think you're going to get a good grade. Put some time and put some energy into thinking through these writing assignments. I hope you have a fruitful and productive week.